Hello everyone and welcome to another Navis Nobilite ship overview, and we are continuing with Chaos, and we are going on to the Hades class heavy cruiser. Very likely the most popular of all of the heavy cruisers, simply because the thing is so decked out with firepower that Chaos players would be remiss to not take this ship. Now, the Hades is a 200 point ship, and that's actually dirt cheap for what it does. 200 points for the heavy cruiser. Now, heavy cruisers have identical stat lines across the top to standard cruisers. 8 hits, 25 centimeter speed, 45-degree turns. 2 shields, 5 up armor, and 2 turrets. Now, when you look at the armament, you're going to be like, this is just basically a a murder with 2 additional lances. And you would be right. Port and starboard, 45 centimeters, strength 10 weapons battery. Dorsal lance battery, strength 2, front, left, right at 60 centimeters, and 2 prow lances leading off to the front. It is just a murder with more gun, and there is nothing wrong with that. Let's all recognize that this is a good thing. Now, because of those dorsal lances, this ship moves away from its murder cousin into being effective all by itself. So it joins things like the Slaughter and the Carnage with being good independent vessels that do not need a squad mate to make them effective. Having 4 lances out the front or 10 weapons batteries and 2 lances out the side is more than enough to make any enemy reconsider their choices. Now, because it is virtually identical to the murder, the Hades squadrons very well with murders, and I regularly, as mentioned in my murder video, regularly squadron Hades with murders and create a giant death drill in space. Anything it's pointing at is going to die, and anything that's trying to come up on its port and starboard is going to die too. It's just a solid, all-around, good, aggressive vessel. It's good at range, it's good close, it's good against Eldar, it's good against Necrons, it's good against virtually everything. There is nothing about the Hades that is bad. It is a little weak in the turret domain, and like the murder, it only has 5 up armor, making it a giant piece of torpedo and bomber bait, but that's up to you to have the carrier support to protect them. So overall, the only things that you're really going to run into problems with when it comes to the Hades is with its speed and with its squadron. It's a big target, and it's going to be hard for you to maintain distance upon the enemy. Eventually, you're just going to get close, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but don't be surprised when you start taking hits on your Hades and on your murders. So that's the Hades. Again, like a lot of these Chaos vessels, they are very straightforward. They don't joke around, and they don't have a lot of upgrades. But ultimately, they don't need them because they are very, very cheap and they're very, very powerful. All right, we're going to be moving on to the next ship here in just a moment.